All right. So one of the things inspired me because right now I have been learning more about financial modeling, and I thought, okay, let's go and how can I start making my models dynamic? Okay, and soon my sir is also going to work out new things about dynamic arrays. So I thought, let's not start myself as well these things. So I was watching Demoid and Daniel. So they have got many of these videos. And so to make things dynamic in dynamic arrays is sometimes complicated, right? So that's what we will be figuring out how to do step by step. Okay, we are sometimes what happens is that we get attracted to dynamic arrays and end up making a lot of mistakes. So that's what we will be figuring out, and we will go concept by concept as well, right? And just only one thing here I will be clarifying. For me, annually means there are 12 months, quarterly means 3 months, and monthly means 1 month. Okay. What you might have seen is like 1 second. Okay, now 1 second. Why 1 second? It is weird. Let me start it again. Yeah, now it is working perfectly fine. Okay, so what others might do is they can just simply go for 12 divided by 12 and they will count it annually has got only one period, quarterly has got four periods, and monthly has got 12 periods, right? So for me not getting confused, I like this approach that annually has got 12 months, then quarterly has got 3 months, and monthly has got 1 month. All right. So here we are going to start like what might we have done in traditional way. Okay, so what would we have done is simply coming here and put the start date here, right? And then finally coming here and we will be adding a counter here. Let's say directly I will be coming and using VLOOKUP here. Okay, yeah, I know people can use XLOOKUP, but for now I will be using VLOOKUP, and I will tell you a reason for that as well. Okay, so annually I am coming here and then just selecting 2, and that's your false, right? So there are 12 months here. So what can I do here is simply now 1 second, year month, and then just go for ending that. Okay, but the thing you can see that here there is 12 months, right? And it will give you one additional month. So what we need to figure it out is just -1, and that's it. We have got it, right? And then from how what can I do here is just simply adding one and it will do my work. Okay. And then I can drag it's control R. 1 second. Okay, I need to freeze it up. Anchor it down. Yeah. And now we can drag it down here. Right. But the thing is that it is now not ending exactly after 5 years. It is still continuing. Then we come up with the nested if and those logical concepts. So that's the problem here, right? And let's say for now, I'm not going to tackle it down, but yeah, you got the idea, right? We need to either hide it down or use a nested if, right? And then here simply the year function and it will work perfectly fine. Got it? And then the month here, not a problem. And then the days, just do this one. And then you can do the drag and drop, right? So not a big problem, right? We all have been doing this since ages, and you can say before 2021 Excel, right? But now what we can do with the dynamic arrays. I've seen a lot of people, what they will do is they will come here, add a counter kind of thing with the sequence function, and then will start doing the same stuff. Okay, and then we'll do the if error. Now I will tell you just one thing why I don't like the approach of just even filling the equals to with this error, right? I will tell you. Let's say the C, my file is right now is 20.2 KB, right? And let's just say I am filling these many cells and only this way. Okay, nothing more, nothing less. I didn't do much here. Okay, and now let's go here. Okay, I didn't save it. Let's save it. Yeah, and then now go here and just see here. The size and been exploded like anything, right? I hope you are getting the idea. Got it? So that's why to minimize my size as well and not fill extra, you can say cells. And you can say one more thing is someone can come here and do something like this here, and it will break everything, right? So that's why I like the approach of dynamic arrays because I want to make something like this, one formula, and it should spill everywhere. Got it? So that's the thing we will be discussing today. I hope at least I have pointed out the pain points and everything so that you will get the idea, right? So here we are coming again, and now let's start working up one by one because what happens is that whenever we see lambda, we always picture like someone is having a spec and they are writing lot and lot of programs, and after dim and bore, guys, they are just amazing, I know, but not my code. And for me, I need to see what things are going on and how things are moving here and there. So let's see what can we do here. So I told you I am going to use a VLOOKUP function, right? And then just simply true and then false here. Got the 12 months. Now here is the interesting stuff. In VLOOKUP, I can come here and just press the F9 key, right? Because I always know there will be only three values here and there will be only the second column, right? So here not using the X lookup works fine for me. Okay, because this will be just like an helper table and that too also in the formula. Got it? So not a big problem for me right now. Then how to start here? And then here the things get interesting here, right? Because earlier we knew, okay, we can directly start putting here. Okay, but how to get the first value here and that to spill the values dynamically, it is kind of confusing one way or another way. So what we are going to do here is we will follow a simple trick, and let's just say here what I want is I want 1 to 12 here, right? So what can I do here is simply coming here sequence 1 comma, and now here I'm hard coding the 12 value because obviously there will be 12 months only, right? Tomorrow nothing is going to change here. Okay, so that's why I'm writing 12 here and then we'll just divide with my type value, and that's it. You can see here I've got 12 days here, 12 values here, right? Spelling everywhere. Now what we can do here is, can I do something like this way that I go my previous, or let's see what I mean to say. Let's say I am going to simply because I will be using the end of month, right? So what I'm going to do here is simply coming here start month, and that's it. You will see here it is starting from April, right? So can we do something like that? We go 2 months back and then just simply add one. So what will happen is it will go 2 months back, it will start like -2 months, then it will start like, you can say, at 31st March, right? 31st March. Okay, my handwriting is very bad right now, but yeah, it works. So 31st March, and then I will add +1, and it will give me 1st April, right? So that's all I want. So what can I do here is, instead of coming here and writing -2, I can directly start here with the -1. Okay. So now you can see here I am starting from March. And then finally I can come here and then just say add 1 month. Got it? Now let's see what happens if we go for quarterly. It is still giving me months here, right? But at least it is just giving me four values. If I make it annually, it is just giving me one value. So at least one of the things is solved, that we are spelling dynamically and only to the values which we want. So now what we can do here is, let's go to quarterly, and I need to figure out a way that it should come here as 4, then it should jump 3 months. That's where we can use the sequence function step, right? Okay, so let me just quickly tell you what will happen here is if I do sequence, I just want 12 values, and let's say I start with -1, and then I am going for step of 3, right? So you can see here 1, 2, 5 values are stepping up by 3, right? So what can I do here is I can come here and then just add the value 3. That's it. Now you can see here I'm starting on the quarterly basis. So now does it work for annually? And yeah, it works. And if I go for 5 years, that's a problem, right? So what we can do now, we can come here and then just apply the multiplication here. That's it, right? So what will happen is it will now give me 5 years. Okay. So now it is giving me 5 years, right? And if I am going for, let's say, the quarterly here, so you can see here how many values I am getting 20 values, right? So that's the whole idea. 5 into 4, that is 20. Got it? So that's the whole idea. Now everything is spelling and it is correct. Now someone will argue, right, Aditya, the earlier approach which we used, it was very, very simple. But the thing is, we were using so many, like you can say conditional formatting or kind of way, so that we can either hide the values above our period, or you can say just using if, nested if, and other conditions. But I feel like this approach is way more scalable, because tomorrow if someone is saying I don't want to restrict my like financial model just for 5 years, I want to make it to 10 years, it will automatically spill, right? So that's the whole idea here. You just need to change the formatting, and even you can do with conditional formatting. I will still suggest against that, the reason being there, because conditional formatting can make slow things slow, because it is again a volatile thing. So that's the thing here. Let's just make for right now, one second, monthly, and then just simply say I want only 1 year. Got it? And now here it is simple. The only thing there is with the end of month is if I do something like this, it is right now throwing me a value error. Got it? So I will tell you what can happen if I directly copy this formula, and because I'm going to use the let approach, right? So if I directly do it, it is not causing a problem. The problem with year month is that it asks for a, you can say, forged array kind of thing. So the moment I do this way, you can see it is now spilling. Okay, so right now for just our explanation purposes, I am going to add a plus here. Got it? And then we will remove it, and you will see it is working perfectly fine, right? And then we can come here, then simply say the year, and just see here everything is now spelling. If I just change it to 2 years, then this whole array is spelling, right? And then finally, one second, yeah, and then finally coming here the month. mm, got it? And then the days here, simply, one second, +1, right? So it is giving me the days properly. And then the headers, we can come here and we'll just say simply these headers are there, and I'm going to press F9. That's it. It is working good for me. And then simply all that's good. I can use the edge stack for horizontally stacking the values. So that's it. Okay. Okay, sorry, my bad. I forgot to use the vstack function. Yeah, sometimes get too much excited. Yeah, just simply make it, and that's it right now. Now, this one cell formula will change dynamically, right? So you can just change here, and we will go for 2 years, and you will see my formula is here only, right? And it is spilling everywhere. So now the best part is I don't have to come here back and back and do the calculation. And here comes the important part here. Do we need to create a lambda, or let's just say like we are going to just simply make a let statement? So either way, I'm just going to use the OA robot. The reason being, I don't want to go here Excel labs and just go value by value and figure out the value. So I can come here, will just say let, and it will generate all my values here directly. Timing, years, start date, type, and everything. Got it? So what will I do here is I will copy this wall part, will paste it here, and I will tell you two reasons because it needs a bit of explanation as well, right? It's all working fine. I don't want the result. I will call it my standard name, that is return. Okay. And now I've got a good looking Excel formula and it is spilling everywhere. Got it. And let me do here is I will hide this much part. Controls 9, is it? Yeah. And now I can do come here annually and it will give me all the proper dates and everything. Right? So that's the whole idea right now. Now here comes the important question. Should we make a lambda out of it, or should we just let it be a simple let formula? Now here comes the main thing here. Got it? If you are the user and you know your every financial model is going to have these features only, then let's go and make a lambda out of it. Got it? But if you feel like every next model, or you can say that just for this particular model, you are going to make a lambda, it doesn't make sense. Because what will happen is Microsoft will add one kind of a lambda here. Okay, let me delete this part. Right, Microsoft, you can say this name manager is already a clumsy thing, and then you will add a lambda here and all those named ranges, and then people will be confused here. Got it? And when they will see here, okay, this person has used the timeline function. Let me go and search Google what this function does, and there will be nothing documentation there, right? So if you are just using one time only and just sake for wanting to make a lambda, it doesn't make sense to me. But like, let's say if here I have made a quarter function, right? Let me just do here. If I have done something like which quarter is this, and I have made a lambda out of it, okay, so then it makes some sense to me because once a quarter, I always will be using a quarter, right? And it can be standardized as well. Got it? So that time we can use the quarter function again and again. But if you are using just for one time, then it doesn't make sense to me at least. But yeah, as I told you, what we can do here is, let's say I am going to use this model, this function every time whenever I prepare you can say a model. Then what I will do here is simply coming here and make a lambda. And then or what else you can do here is, let's say you can make optional parameters as well, that yeah, I will be needing start date, end date, year, month, days, and depending on whatever criteria you want, and then we can figure it out, those things as well, right? So we are not going in that much detail right now. I will be taking on something like this, how to add optional parameters, but for now we are just going here simply, and that's what we will be seeing here. And let's see, let me delete this much part and let me unhide, right? Now, as I always say, identifying parameters is important because what happens is I will be using these three parameters every time. What will be my timing? How many years I will be going through, and what is my start date? Okay, so these are three are my parameters. So I want these three as parameters. Got it? So now what can I do here is, again, OA robot saves my day. I can come here and will simply say generate or save lambda directly. Got it? And then here we'll say timing, year, start date. And here, because I wrote my variables name perfectly, so it is looking good for now. And that's it. I will name it my timeline function. Yeah, okay, it is good. And now what can I do here is I can come here, that is my original table, just writing timeline function, what is my timing, how many years I'm going for, and start date. And that's it. Okay, sorry. Yeah, and then now you can go for like 5 years, and you can even go for monthly, and everything will work perfectly fine, right? So that's the whole idea and the powerful nature of dynamic arrays. It will blow up your formulas. It will look a bit of, you can say, complex, but it really makes my life easier, right? So that's the whole idea of dynamic arrays. I hope like you have learned something new today. And if you have got any questions, I would love to answer them, right? And by the way, Jack knows much more better than me. She is already a very good financial modeler. So I hope I didn't beat like I met her expectations, right? Okay. Yeah. And one of my friends actually recently asked me, Aditya, should I go for like directly jumping into the lambdas, or what should be my process if I'm going to start using dynamic arrays and lambdas? So I will just simply say is lambdas are nothing that trouble. If you just know the concepts and know how to use Excel properly, that's it. You don't have to uh, focus that much on, because lambdas aren't that hard, right? Yeah. Thanks, Zach. Thanks. So now I am making FMWC lambdas, okay? Just an spoiler. Yeah, so that's the whole idea how to write lambdas, because lambdas aren't a very big deal. The only thing there is that we need to understand just how to make things dynamic, okay? Because you need to feed up everything into one function only and one cell. If you feel like you need to focus on more than one, like you actually cannot do that, because if you are coming to lambda, then you need to just first understand about how to make it one cell formula, and that's it. And it really helps when you are doing a lot of models. And sometimes like people will argue that, Aditya, instead of making one cell we would have done this way, and what might have benefited is that we don't have to write the index function and everything. But yeah, it's all depending on you. And now with Eric's lambdas, I can do lots and lots of stuff. Got it? So that's the whole idea. And I hope I entertained you on the Valentine Day, and so that your love for Excel has increased. And now we can do lots and lots of crazy things within Excel. Great. If you have got any questions, you can ask me in the comments, or you can directly connect me on LinkedIn, and I will love to reply uh, your questions. Great, then. See you next weekend, and I hope you guys enjoy Valentine Day. Till then, enjoy, guys, and happy excelling. Bye bye.